Hey there, people, I'm your friendly devil Let's Player SpiderMwa. Welcome you back to Let's Play The Beast Within. As we left off, we're just looking around. I have missed something because the workman is there, although he shouldn't be, so I think I'm missing something somewhere. So let's take a look around at what we find, if anything. Yeah, we've seen the exiting scene. No need to see that anymore.
That must be Gabriel's car. I wonder where the keys are.
If that's Gabriel's car, where's Gabriel? Oh yeah, but he's not using his own car. Yeah, he's using the Uber's car. Right, forgot about that. Well, let's take a look around. Some more. I hope I don't have to speak to more people around here. Because I think I have exhausted all the dialogue in here. But I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna just check everything.
Hello again. Did you need something else?
Do you keep Old Town records here? Criminal trial records?
Yes, we have files going back to the 12th century.
Great. Werner Huber told me about a local trial that supposedly involved a werewolf. I'd like to learn more about it.
What was the date?
Sometime in the 1700s?
I'm afraid I would need a more specific time frame. We have many, many files.
Yes, of course. Thanks for your time.
Certainly. Good day.
Well, apparently I should go and ask Werner about the date. The exact date of that.
I don't have anything to say to Herr Huber at the
Okay. Nothing else to say to Mr. Huber, then. I guess we have exhausted all of our resources in here. I think that was the last thing I needed to talk to somebody about something, so we can actually go into Gabriel's room. Undisturbed. Yeah, now the workman is gone. I left his tools behind, apparently. Yes, Grace. It's a screwdriver. Anything else?
I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that.
Yeah, we just needed the screwdriver. I wonder what this thing here is that he was trying to fix. Can we even look at it? People should stop working on the lights or whatever they were doing while this is being filmed. Seriously, that background noise was from the crew working in the background. Didn't they listen to the director going, "Quiet please, silence," and action? It did sound like it opened something in this direction. Yeah, remember when I said that the animation looked like that she was about to walk into the wardrobe? See? There's a hidden passage here. They could have filmed that twice, but I guess they were lazy. That was good enough.
been using this passageway.
Oh my god, a passageway that has been used! Great detective skills there, Grace. Pointing out the obvious. I mean, this passageway, I think this has been used for hundreds of years. You should have been more specific that somebody's been using this passageway recently. Makes more sense that way.
Let me guess. Gerda's bedroom. What a surprise.
Why would it be a surprise? I would think that these secret passageways would lead to every room in the castle. I guess she isn't more that it's a surprise that it's Gerda's bedroom, because then Gabriel can sneak up in here. Why are you so jealous, Grace? I just don't understand about you. I guess she got infatuated with Gabriel because he saved her life or something. I just don't get it. I never understood why she's so jealous of Gerda. It just doesn't make, at least to me, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe later on it'll make sense when we find more about things. I don't know. Should have guessed it. Wolfgang Ritter was actually Michael Bolton this whole time.
That must be Wolfgang. Something to remember him by, I guess.
He really does look like Michael Bolton to me. Is there anything else on the table that we can take a look at? I guess he just looks at the Wolfgang's picture. So no, okay, let's see. Anything we can actually do here? Other than look at picture of Wolfgang?
I can't go out that way. I don't want Gerda to know I'm in here.
Ah, a key. I'm so glad that it's not a very generic looking key. So let's see what's downstairs. In the ominous darkness. What a surprise! A secret passageway that leads outside! She looks so bewildered. That was really weird directing there, if you ask me. But then again, a lot of situations can look weird in this game. Trust me. Yeah, nice to know that they have a secret passageway. Too bad it didn't lead to the library. And I'm sure everybody held their breath during the eerie descending the dark staircase. And now it's all nice and pretty. It kind of reminds me of Bambi. You know, Bambi's mother gets shot, and then it's springtime. Happy, happy, happy. Like, whoa. Turn around there on emotions. Thanks, Disney.
And back into the eerie staircase we go.
And thus Grace has come out of the closet. Yeah, funny. Ugh. I'll just return the screwdriver to the proper owner. I can't? Why can't I? Come on, put it back. It's not yours. It's not yours to keep, Grace. Fine, we'll keep it then. Don't mind the, handyman. It's not his tool or anything. Well, let's see if this fits. It's a lot smaller than I expected. I really thought it would be a huge room with thousands of books. We have only hundreds, but I guess that's all the books we need. Why is the exit? Oh yeah, we can sit down here on the chair. That's why the exit is there.
Books on the occult. Here we go. Vampires, witchcraft, ghosts, Asian spirits. Lycanthropes.
How did you get in here?
Oh, hi.
How did you unlock the door? Oh, I see.
All right. Look, let's just drop all the pretense, okay? Obviously, I found the passageway. I know what's been going on in this little Alpinian love nest, and really, I couldn't care less. If you want to screw around with your employer, that's none of my business. But what I won't put up with is this assisting the Schottenjäger crap. I gave up school to work on this stuff because I thought it was important. I'm doing the research that Gabriel wanted, and so help me, I'm gonna be doing more than just research this time around. And I'm gonna just sit around and wait for him to call and give me permission. And if you don't like it, it's just too damn bad!
Okay, fine. You do the damn research. Damn it.
And here, all the time I thought it was love interest jealousy, but goddamn, Grace. Really? Ooh-wee, what a tantrum. That was a hiss fit. A real hissy fit. I mean, seriously. Jeez. So, what was the letter that we found? And the book? Let's take a look. I said let's take a look. Lycanthropes, Charles Jennings, Lore and Law. Let's see if they've done their homework about this. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Lycanthropy, the Ways of the Wolf.
Never make this woman do any audiobook work.
There are two categories of werewolf cases: false or lycanthropic disorder cases and genuine werewolf cases. Lycanthropic disorder. Lycanthropic disorder is a mental condition in which the subject, called a lycanthrope, believes that he or she is a werewolf. The subject does not actually change shape, but is nevertheless capable of being as dangerous as an actual werewolf. Most cases of supposed werewolfery are really the work of lycanthropic disorder victims, man to beast. In real werewolves, a physical change to wolf form does occur. The change can be voluntary, at will, or can be forced by certain cycles of the moon and certain sounds, such as howling.
Well, usually what we know is that the moon cycle causes the werewolves to turn, which is usually the case of the full moon. That is the classical way. But yeah, it is different in each case. It depends on how long they have been a werewolf. Eventually they will understand that they are a werewolf, and thus they can start to get control of it. But also, yeah, there are some cases that are not considered with the changing with the moon, but also sounds of wolves can cause those. Like it said, reads right there. I have mostly the very interesting cases are of the lycanthropic disorder cases are from the past, when, you know, the wolf boy and other cases of children raised by wolves, so to speak. I'm doing air quotes here. It's pretty much just children abandoned and they have to live off the nature by themselves, so they be called wolf children, although they have not been raised by wolves at all. They just learn how to live off the land by themselves and being very feral about it. Because they haven't been taught to be like humans. They're just a feral animal, so calling them wolf boys or wolf children is actually the wrong kind of a term. I'd say a better term would be ape man, like they call Tarzan. It's more appropriate.
There are two categories of lycanthrope.
We heard this. We heard this. I thought she would say something about the picture.
Werewolves and immortality. Werewolves are immune from aging and from most physical diseases due to the constant regeneration of their physical tissue. They can therefore be virtually immortal. However, they can be killed by any wound that destroys the heart or the brain, or any form of death that causes brain or heart damage, such as hanging or other oxygen deprivation methods. The mind of a werewolf. Though primarily a true wolf while in wolf form, there is some proof that the werewolf retains enough knowledge to assist his killing. Recognition of victims, evasion of traps, and human cunning have all been seen on werewolf cases. Becoming a werewolf. There are several ways to become a werewolf. They include being given the power of shape-shifting through sorcery, being cursed by someone whom you have wronged in some way, called the Lyconia curse, being bitten by a werewolf, and being born to a werewolf. In each case, the blood of the subject becomes tainted or cursed. Damnation. A person who becomes a werewolf against his will, birth, curse, or bite, is not completely damned until he tastes of human blood. Once he does, his soul is eternally damned and nothing may redeem him. Even without tasting of human blood, however, as long as the taint lays upon the immortal soul, it cannot enter into heaven and will remain chained to the mortal plane upon death.
Lots of interesting information here about werewolves, I'd say. They really have done their homework about this subject for this game.
Werewolf packs. Like real wolves, werewolves can live alone for many years, yet the instinct for a pack often leads them away from their secretive lifestyles into revealing their nature to a priest or close associate, or converting another to werewolfery for companionship. This is when the otherwise cagey werewolf opens himself to detection. Werewolf packs cause immense destruction. A pack consists of one werewolf who became a werewolf through sorcery, birth, or curse. In other words, his is the original tainted blood. This werewolf is called the alpha werewolf. The remaining werewolves in the pack are called beta werewolves because they became werewolves through the bite of the alpha and carry the alpha's tainted blood. Alpha and beta werewolves. The relationship between alpha and beta werewolves is a complex one. Once a subject is bitten by a werewolf, his or her life and death are doomed to the werewolf curse. The victim does, however, have some hope. As long as they themselves do not taste of human blood, the curse is reversible. If the alpha werewolf is killed through some action of the beta's curse is broken. It is important to note that whether the beta werewolf was bitten by the alpha werewolf himself or by another beta, it is the alpha who must be destroyed, the source of the original tainted blood. It is also an interesting note that since betas and alphas share the same common blood, an alpha cannot physically harm a beta of his own bloodline by his own hand without inflicting the same injury upon himself. However, if a beta is harmed or killed by another, it does not affect the alpha.
Very interesting information here. Very cool information here, if you ask me. I've always been interested about werewolves and the lore behind them, and this is very good information.
Symptoms of werewolfery. When hunting for a werewolf, it is important to remember that your biggest clues will come through your suspects' personalities. Becoming a werewolf is not transparent, no matter how the victim tries to hide it. The tainted subhuman blood greatly alters the subject's own mind and personality, even physical appearance. Therefore, look for symptoms in your human suspects that include increasing violence, increasing aggression, unprovoked rages, insomnia, restlessness, and other bizarre behavior. Unfortunately, over time, these symptoms can be brought under control, so do not rely upon them exclusively.
Remember all these symptoms. These are very good hints about who the werewolf is, I think. They should be.
A good example of this comes from a case reported by the ancient priesthood society Manos del Sol of Brazil. A rash of werewolf killings there was tracked to a high-ranking officer in the army. The society became aware of the man mainly through rumors of his violent behavior and changed personality. The case was successfully resolved with a man's capture. Manos del Sol, men of the sun? I wonder if they're like Schottenjägers, only Brazilian.
Is it Manos' hands, not men? Because Manos, hands of fate? Manos means hands? I think. And also, your picture quality is really well rendered here, of course, but Howling did it much better. Worst transition of a werewolf ever. Manos del Sol. Maybe we can find some information on that too here.
Biographies. Looks like they're mostly about Germans. Biography. There's nothing else on werewolves in the occult section. There's nothing...
How about this then?
The Journal of Victor Ritter.
Victor Ritter, huh? Sounds important.
I'm not sure what other case books would be relevant.
Well, let's take a look at that letter that we found between the book. König Ludwig II von Bayern. So that's King Ludwig II of Bayern. Interesting. I'm really glad that it's written in English. Otherwise we wouldn't be understanding what it's written here.
4th of March, 1864. To King Ludwig II, most gracious ruler of all Bavaria. I beg your forgiveness for my forthrightness in this letter, but I fear terribly for your Majesty's safety, and thus have no time for subtlety. I have heard that the one they call the Black Wolf is close to your highness. I have been investigating this man for reasons I cannot name at present, and I have learned that he is extremely dangerous and can only have the most dire of motives at heart in anything he pursues. I beg your highness only this. Please do not see this man alone, nor even with your servants only to guard you. I promise you, all will be made clear very shortly when my investigation is complete. For now, only keep yourself safe. Your most grateful servant, Christian von Ritter, Schloss Ritter, Rittersburg, Bavaria.
Interesting. But why was that between the book? I guess he didn't have time to send it to the king. I guess he ran out of time. The king must have been killed by then. Oh, poor Ludwig II. 1720 to 1753. 33 years of investigations, huh?
Numerous deaths at the hands of a marauding wolf being recorded in a neighboring county, I set out to see if I could determine the cause. There had been rumors of a werewolf, and the dark signs did indeed seem to be present. The deaths had all occurred within a 40-kilometer range of woods, and at the heart was the village of Alfing. My assistant and I set a trap a short distance from the village. Though the beast had shown a propensity for human flesh, livestock had also been taken. It was a newling lamb we loosed in the thicket as a lure. We awaited downwind. For 2 nights the lamb bleated to no purpose, and once we had to fend off a hungry fox. But at last the beast himself took the bait. I might have missed him. The night was so dark, and the wolf himself was black. But my assistant saw the light of his eyes, and I heard the lamb's cries turn fearful. He had the poor dumb lamb by the throat when we sprang.
This is interesting.
He was swift, and might have escaped, but his fatal mistake was to attack rather than run. My dagger struck through his chest and into his right lung. As I had agreed, we bound the wolf and tied shut its jaws. We brought it home to Rittersburg, still breathing, and turned it over to the magistrate. I pray for the man's unfortunate soul. May the law be swift and merciful. God be praised for aiding his servant. From his hand came the strength and wisdom to end the killing. Victor Ritter, Schottenjäger, 20 April 1750.
So now we have the date of 1750. So maybe if now I go to the Rathaus, I can get the case files. Or the trial files. I'm wondering if we have anything to say to Gerda there, Grace? Like, sorry? It would be the nicest word right about now, I'd say.
Gerda? Yes?
Do you have the keys to the car outside?
That is Gabriel's car. He doesn't even let me drive it.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Well, thanks. All right.
Really? Not even gonna say sorry or anything? Any apologies? No? Grace, sometimes you're a real bee. The big bee. And I don't mean she's an insect. You know what I mean. B-I-T-C-H. So let's go to the Rathaus. And hopefully we can get the trial records now. I'm sure we can because we know the date.
Hello again. Did you need something else?
Remember that werewolf trial I'd asked you about? I have a date now. April 1750.
Excellent. Let me go look. I heard of this case when I was a boy. But I always thought it was just a scary tale. I never thought to look in the archives. It was there, all right. What did you want to know?
I want to know everything. But these questions will suffice, I guess.
Why did they bring the wolf to Rittersburg? I know the Schottenjäger lived here, but why didn't he just...
Kill it where he found it? I don't know. Let's see. Ah, yes. They wanted to know what man it was, who it was.
They brought it here so it would change back?
Yes, exactly.
Makes sense to me. It's the only way to identify who the man was. I mean, you cannot take its paw print and find it out like that. It's not like a fingerprint. Although it would be, but who keeps records of wolves? That would be funny, actually.
What happened to the alleged werewolf?
He was interrogated for 2 days. He confessed his guilt. The trial took place on the 3rd day, and he was sentenced to death by quartering and the stake. He was given a final meal. He asked to see a confessor, and this was granted. He died at dawn the following day.
They pulled off his limbs and burned him?
Don't think harshly of us, miss. That was a long time ago.
And you do remember, Grace, that one guy was a werewolf. You have to chop them into pieces, or at least well, of course, that was quite of a brutal way to kill him, but they wanted to be, sufficient about it, that they would kill the werewolf. Hanging wouldn't be enough for them in the medieval ages. No. Burning at the stake. That's how you do it. Witch, werewolf, vampire, burn at the stake.
Where was the werewolf kept while it was here?
The dungeon. There's a dungeon in the rat house basement. We don't use it anymore, of course. Haven't for many years.
Can we see the dungeon? No? Okay.
Did it change back?
That's what it says. They put the wolf in a cell, and the next morning they found a man in there. A laborer from out of town identified him as Baron von Raleigh from Alfing.
It's kind of a wrong way of going around with the questionings, that we found out that he was a man and he was executed in a most brutal way, and then we ask, was the wolf ever turned back to a man? And then we're surprised to find out that yes, it happened. Oops. Should have tried to get the questions in a more sensible order.
Why did they want to find out who the werewolf was?
I would guess... Yes. It says here that a group of villagers were sent to the werewolf's hometown once they learned its human identity.
Why? They thought there were more of them there?
In those days, the family of the identified werewolf would be in great danger. Many believed such curses were handed down through the bloodline. Was there anything else?
I suppose not. Unless... Is there any way I could see the dungeon?
It would be my pleasure. Everything's been kept the way it was when the dungeon was in use. We show it off to tourists sometimes. Are you all right, miss?
I'm fine. It's just that this place is so claustrophobic.
I tell you what, normally this place is locked to keep out the village children. I'll leave it open. You can come and go as you please.
Would you? Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Goodbye and good luck.
Bye.
I don't think the place is claustrophobic. If you didn't know, Grace now has visionary power, just like Gabriel. So apparently, since she has been touched by the talisman and she has been close to Gabriel, she's turning into a true Schattenjäger. Well, she's pretty much proven herself to be like that. Too bad she doesn't need to do the trial that Gabriel had to do to prove himself to be a Schattenjäger.
He asked to see a confessor.
Well, duh. When you see a church, that's what you think about, seeing a priest to confess your sins.
Claw marks.
Well, he was a wolf before he turned into the man again, so I guess he tried to claw his way out of this place.
Von Rollick slept here.
And probably hundreds of other prisoners that were put here throughout the years. And I'm sure those sheets have been changed plentiful times during those years. Trace, you're an idiot. You're smart, but you're so dumb. One of those cases. Idiot savants. But yeah, we have found out more about these werewolf cases, and we have learned the lore of the werewolves now. So we're gonna continue from here next on. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a good evening, good afternoon, and a good morning, and I will see you all next time. Take care, people. Bye.